Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tech Beyond the Specs. And in today's video we're going to be looking at the MSI Claw A8. We're going to be listening to the default audio settings and making some tweaks to make the audio sound as good as possible. What I wanted to add here is that everyone has different preferences when it comes to sound, so what works for me may not be something that you actually like yourself, so definitely play around with it. The settings that I've got have greatly enhanced the audio in my opinion, but again, your mileage may vary. So I just want to add a few things here at the beginning. So the first thing is in regards to the audio drivers. So the first thing that I'd recommend that you do is just to ensure that all of the audio drivers are updated on the device. So I would go to the MSI website, look for the MSI Claw A8 drivers and support, and download the latest drivers, make sure everything's up to date. Specifically for this, of course, we want to make sure that we have all of the audio drivers installed, updated, and also the software that comes along with that as well. So we have the Realtek application, and then also we have the DTS Audio Processing application as well. Now I have both downloaded, I have everything updated. What I'm going to do is put in the description the link for the MSI drivers page for the Claw A8, and below that you'll find a short guide on how to update the drivers, the most recommended settings to follow. Once you've done that, then we can continue kind of from here. This is where we will kind of take off. First things first though, I wanted to show you a little audio clip of the how the device sounds in stock settings. Now this is with DTS Audio Processing off as well, so this is literally just the stock audio, which is the probably the worst that it would sound. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. Now this is at 60 volume. I'm going to leave it at 60 just for you to hear it. Go ahead.
The sound of thunder, like it was in my ear. I'm gonna wait for it. I can see the stars reflecting, empty towers made of steel. Everything but you is fading. I see you lie, take me away from me. Beyond the when you tear up my horizon,
I'm going to go to 100.
turn to ashes. Oh, still I'm floating, but I won't surrender to the tide inside of me, drowning in the endless silence, but I'm cool.
Right, so that's that. I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to put it back on 60 where we started. And from here, I'm going to implement the tweak. There we go. So let's turn it on. And I'm going to play the audio now, and so you can see how this sounds with the tweaks.
Wake up to the sound of thunder, like it was in my ear. I'm gonna wait for it. I can see the stars reflecting, empty towers made of steel. Everything but you is fading. I see you lie, take me away from me, beyond the stratosphere. I'm burning. turn to ashes. Oh, still floating, but I won't surrender to the tide inside of me. Drowning in the endless silence, but I'm who I'm meant to be. Your light, take me away from me. Beyond the stratosphere,
Turn back on. Now we're going to turn off this again. Now this is with the tweaks on again. Try this one.
From the Reaper, not a saint nor a sinner. Rage under my skin.
Cast the DTS on the music mode.
Let it spread like a virus. Be a friend with the virus. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious?
So I hope that showcases kind of the sound and, you know, how it sounds with DTS processing on, how it sounds with DTS processing off, and then how it sounds with the DTS audio processing on and the tweaks that I've made as well. So what we actually need is the Equalizer APO file first. This is the software that is going to be making the equalizer tweaks. However, we're going to be downloading a third-party plugin application for this to make it easier for us to kind of use it. So this one is called Peace, and here you can see the settings that I've done. So I'm going to zoom in for you to have a little look. So if you want to have a look there at the settings, this is the settings that I used, and key focus here for us would be, so we want to put the amplifying on 3, which will increase the sound. Make sure that you get a little bit more oomph to that. And we also want to change the frequencies now here as well. So we want the frequencies to be 10. We want that to be -6. On 21, we want that to be -6. On 42, we want that to be -6. On 83, we want that to be 4. On 166, we want that to be on 6. For 333, we want that to be on 5. For 577, we want that to be on 3. For 1000, we want that to be on -2. For 2000, we want that to be on -1. For 4000, we want that to be on -2. For 8000, we want that to be on -2. For 16,000, we want that to be on -2. And for 20,000, we want that to be on -2 as well. And we should also click here at the bottom, prevent clipping. And what that does is ensure that it won't create distortion or crackling at higher volumes. So it kind of helps that from happening. And basically that is it. Once that's done, we can turn on the settings to activate it. And there we go. The tweaks are made, and I do believe that this makes the device sound a good bit better compared to stock. Even with DTS audio processing on, to me this gives it more more ambience. It really fills the room a little bit more, especially when you're playing games that have maybe some explosions or, you know, sound effects that really amplify the experience. And I think that sound tweaks that I've done here and recommend actually really helps as well. So that is a quick tip on the MSI Claw A8. Let me know what you thought. If you struggle with installing the software, or if you struggle with anything in particular when it comes to setting this up, feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to guide you. I'm happy to give you advice. As I said at the start, this is very subjective. People may think that it sounds worse, and I won't take offense to that at all. I do think that it makes it sound better, but again, you may want to play around with the settings. Maybe you want a little bit more highs, maybe you want less bass, maybe you want a little bit more mids, just play around with the settings there. And yeah, one thing that I would recommend is just to save it as well, so you can actually save that profile. I've just saved it here, and that means you can keep that and then maybe play around with that and save it as another setting, so you can have multiple different settings compared to what you're playing. So if you're playing something that's more dialogue or something, you could maybe make some settings that sounds best for you and save that as a dialogue setting. And then maybe if you're playing something that's more sound effects, explosions, where you want to have a little bit more bass, then again you can play around with the settings. So thank you so much for watching. Hope this was helpful. I will do one similar for the MSI Claw A8 AI. The speakers on the Claw A8 AI are a lot better, as I mentioned before, in my opinion. But actually the tweaks that I've done with that also greatly enhances the speakers from stock settings, in my opinion again. So thanks again for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I would love to have some engagement on the channel. If you have any recommendations, anything that you'd like to see, we will be moving on to other tests, and soon we'll be moving on to gameplay as well. So if there's any games that you want to see running, we'll be also doing things like that. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me on this adventure. Hopefully there's more videos to come soon, and yeah, thank you so much, and take care.